Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're coming to the end of our training here, and what I want to do is close this up, and I want to challenge you to become a man of action. So 2 quotes, one from the Bible, another one from a guy by the name of Ernest Shackleton. The one from the Bible is from Matthew 28:19. It says, "Go therefore and make disciples." Then from Ernest Shackleton is this. It says, "Men wanted for hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe returns doubtful, honor and recognition in case of success." Now, I hate it when I cry in front of another man, and I'm getting a little bit better at it as I grow older, but I just do not like doing it. And of course, I don't really cry. I just, my eyes start to water from the intensity of the moment. But okay, just joking around. The reality is that I did cry one day in front of a friend of mine, and he was a mentor. And the reason why is because I was reading something to him that just really moved me. And it was from the book that John Piper wrote, or a book that John Piper wrote called Don't Waste Your Life. Now, the excerpt that he's talking about here was set up in the following way. He's talking about some Marines that went into Iwo Jima during World War II, and there were only 1,688 Marines that went onto the island of Iwo Jima, and they were getting ready to take on 22,000 Japanese warriors, and these Japanese warriors were more than willing to die to the last man to continue to fight in order to make sure that they would be successful. But what ended up happening is these Marines still went forward, 1,688 against 22,000 men, and they fought. And they fought with all their hearts, and many of them died. In fact, only 177 of these Marines walked away that day. Now, what we have to remember that these 177, though they survived, I guarantee you they were undoubtedly changed forever in mind, body, and spirit. But these men stepped into a literal meat grinder because they had something many of us have lost sight of today, which is duty and purpose toward a cause bigger than themselves. So Piper goes on and he says, "It was a high cause and a courageous sacrifice, and it was stunning." Now, stunning, I think, is a very appropriate word, but the reality is it just does not quite capture what we see that these men went through. And we just thinking of that sort of sacrifice and courage is just something it's mind-blowing. But this kind of sacrifice and courage should be something that we all have, because it's the greatest virtue that a man can display. Now, I can only imagine the incredible fear and doubt that these men had when they stepped onto that beach. Nevertheless, they went, and many of them died in the process. Now, further on in this book from John Piper, he concludes this story with this observation. I want to share it with you right now. He says, "In wartime, sinners often rise to remarkable levels of sacrifice for causes that cannot compare with Christ. The greatest cause in the world is joyfully rescuing people from hell, meeting their earthly needs, making them glad in God, and doing it with a kind, serious pleasure that makes Christ look like the treasure that he is." And this is key, guys. No war on earth was ever fought for a greater cause or a greater king. Man, wow. Have you ever thought about that this way? Have you ever thought about the true gift we have in Christ this way? And with that being said, is he worth the fight? No war on earth was ever fought for a greater cause and a greater king. Are we willing to fight? So I challenge you to pause right now and stop and think about that until that concept vibrates within every fiber of your being. See, we've been given the amazing gift of life from the God of the universe, and he gives it solely out of love. He gave this universe to us out of love. And that love has no bounds for relationship, for complete union with all people because he loves all. He is the most trustworthy teacher there is on the subject of life. You see, Jesus is not a religion. He's not a book. He's definitely not a denomination, nor is he some impersonal, distant entity from a distant star out there somewhere. He is life, and he is here. Without him, we are only half-hearted creatures bumping and thumping through life in survival mode. Without him, we don't know our true selves because we are not our true selves without him. You see, life is not truly life without the author of life. He is life, and he is the only one who has the ability to tell us who we are. So the older I get, and the closer I grow toward him, the more I am convinced, without a doubt, that life is more robust, full, and whole when I am closest to him. I have studied human performance and self-mastery for much of my life, and I truly believe that the only path that truly enables us to master ourselves, grow, and reach our potential is the one that begins with understanding that Christ lives in us. The great mystery to all of this is that we become more our authentic selves by letting him live authentically through us. If it's true that all people are made in the image of God, then all people on the planet are worth the fight and sacrifice. You see, God didn't put his beloved image bearers on this planet, his sons and daughters, that's you and me, on this earth just to survive. He put us here to thrive. So, men, this is a call to arms, a call to action. Come out of your comfort zone and complacency, embrace the greatest cause in human history, and take the responsibility for becoming the man you were created to be, the man you belong to be. You will never find fulfillment in pornography, substances, binge watching, social media, or any of the other things that keep you from avoiding challenges that you need to face. You will never find answers sitting around and complaining about the things that you see going on around you. You are the one that's supposed to go out there and help make those changes. You should be leading your family better. You should be involved in kids' lives. You are the graybeard. You're the old man that needs to be in the tribe and helping others find their way. You know that you could love your wife more deeply. You know that in your heart that you should put down your phone, stop looking at social media, and pick up a book instead that helps you learn something that you can use later on to help other people. There's no better time than the present to get started. In fact, now is the time. So, embracing the discomfort of hard work to improve ourselves has almost become a lost value in today's culture. I fear we have gotten so used to prosperity and comfort that we don't want to get ourselves outside of comfort. But I can tell you as a performance coach, the only way we get better at anything is you've got to sweat, you've got to work, you've got to strive, you've got to do your best in order to get better. That's the only way that we can get better. So you got to get outside your comfort zone. So we've all heard the adage of use it or lose it. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm here to tell you as an expert that proverb is true. Comfort kills. You may still be saying, I'm not ready, I'm not strong enough, not smart enough, or good enough to be a man of action. And what I say is, that's wrong. You have Christ in your heart. That means that you have what it takes to put the work in, to make the change, to make this world a better place. Why am I saying that? Because God gave you life for that very reason. It's not between you and me, it's between you and him. We need you. We need what you have. We need you. We need what you have. So get to work.